My name is Roland Willemoes. Welcome to this video on how to get going with Sitecore CDP from a technical point of view. It's really simple. Just jump a simple script on the site you want to collect data from, and that's basically it. Yes, you can push data to Sitecore CDP from a lot of other different sources, but for a start, let's get it to work on our website. So what you need is a website. In our case, we'll use our company website, alphasolutions.com. We also need an active running instance of Sitecore CDP, obviously. You get that from Sitecore. And lastly, you'll need to drop a script on your website. Google Tag Manager is obvious, but if you do not use DTM, you can drop it there manually. So let's take it step by step. First, we'll prepare the script. Let's find the script on Sitecore's documentation. There we go. Let's copy that to Notepad. And now we just need to fill out the missing blanks, or the one in double curly brackets here. So first we see the client key. You get that from Sitecore CDP. Down here, system settings and API access. There we go. Let's copy that in. Then we need the API target endpoint. And that is depending on the hosting center that your Sitecore CDP instance is running on, depending on it's in Europe, Asia Pacific, or United States. Ours will be running in the United States, so let's copy that in here. Then we have the cookie domain, and the cookie domain, of course, will be on the website that we're running on, and we're running on the Alpha Solutions company website. So that will be, just copy some of this here. The code domain will be .alphasolutions.com. And down here we also have a reference for the JavaScript version we are on actually. And that was also mentioned on the documentation. There's a link here. And the latest release here is 148. So that will be what we're using here. 4.8, and then there's actually a couple of other settings that's not really mentioned as such in on this documentation page, which would be the point of sale or the POS. So a POS is basically a way to distinguish all the events and data we get into Sitecore CDP. Normally, a good example would be if you have company websites, you will, as we would have between Denmark, Norway, and the US, will probably create 3 different POSs, so it's easy for us to target also with the web experiences we're going to do, to only target that for Danish and Norwegian and US. It could also be, if you have a lot of different brands, you could use specific POSs for that. So it's basically a way to tag, to say simply, to tag data you get in. So let's switch to Sitecore CDP again, just so you can see what POSs we have created. So the point of sale is down here. We have created one for Norway, US, and for DK. So this is the one we're using in this case. Let's just switch to Google Tag Manager for Alpha Solutions to see what script we actually ended up with. We have that here. So as you can see, we have the client key in there. We have the target endpoint. We also have our cookie domain. Then there's 2 other things you haven't seen. You have just talked about the point of sale. We have added that here. And then there's also a webflow target. We will not use this in this video, but later on, if you are going to do web experiences, which of course is one of the points for doing this Sitecore CDP, you'll need to have that in there as well. So in this case, because in DTM, we have put this on all our US pages. So why don't we switch to alphasolutions.com on the US pages to verify that it's actually on there now. So a good way of doing that is simply just switching to the developer console, and in here, if it's loaded correctly, you will be able to see that the script is loaded by simply writing box error. You can actually see even the API version here, and you can also see a browser ID. Browser ID is interesting because this is as soon as this page is loaded, if Sitecore CDP doesn't recognize it, it will automatically add a new browser ID, which is at this point just a GUID. So let's try to see if it actually worked and got into Sitecore CDP. Under customer data, we'll click on guest and make sure to switch it to all, because at this point we are just a visitor, anonymous, and we can search it up by using for the browser ID, the one we just copied. And as you can see here, actually been here before, even 3 days ago. We can also try to do just to see there's something new here going on. Let's do an incognito, just open some pages here. Apply for the cookies, get a developer console up here, also do another box ever. And we get another browser ID. Let's just check, this should just be very fresh and very new. So go back to our Sitecore CDP on guests, oops, and get all, search for it again with the BID. And there you go, a few seconds since it was here. There's not a lot of information on this one. There's really no timeline. This was basically just to see that it was connected. And that's basically it. It's that simple to connect your Sitecore CDP for collecting data. Of course, now we need to get some data we can actually use for something, page views, add to cart if it's a commerce website, any other actions or call to actions that you actually have. But that will be for another video. Thank you for watching.